everyone, I'm Sarah and I'm one of the leaders here at Fungus, and today I just wanted to share something that God has really put on my heart in the past week with everything that's going on, and and I hope that it encourages you or helps you realize something new you didn't maybe know before. Great. So today we're talking about Ecclesiastes 3. So you can pause the video now if you'd like to go and read that. But I'm only going to talk about 3 main verses that really stood out to me. But I really encourage you to read the whole thing first so you understand what these verses mean in the context. So Ecclesiastes was actually written by Solomon, who is King David's son, and is kind of regarded as one of the wisest men to have ever lived. And he shares his wisdom that he learned over his life in Ecclesiastes with us. So yeah, okay, great. The first verse I want to talk about is verse 1, the opening verse. And I'm reading from the NIV version, but it says, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens." So this really sets the tone for the whole chapter. It encourages us to be both expectant and have hope for good things to come, because there's a time for that, but also to be well aware that bad things do happen. And it's made clear that every activity is under heaven. So this means 2 things. Number 1, very literally, like everything on earth is under heaven, but also everything is under the control of heaven on earth. And then it goes on to list many like different opposites that are kind of good and bad, and saying how there's a time for either of these, and we should recognize that bad things do happen, but so do good things. Alright, let's jump on to verse 8. So, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. I think sometimes we can feel like we're always stuck in one or the other, but God really encourages us that there is always going to be times for both. And in turbulent times, the world can be in a time of war and hate, whereas we're called to live regardless of that in peace and in love. We also may be expectant that war is an eventuality, that it does happen, and that we should be trying our very hardest, no matter what, to show love in those times, even if there is a time for war. Lastly, I just want to talk about verse 14. So I know that everything God does will endure forever, nothing can be added to it and nothing taken from it. God does it so that people will fear him. This verse felt really, really important to me. I think it reminded me how eternal and how God is a forever kind of person, and that he doesn't really, he's not about the short term. And so in a temporary difficult time, we can rely on our ever-loving, everlasting, like forever God. And there's something really interesting. It ends with God does it so that people will fear him. Initially this seems a little bit scary, like why would God want us to be scared of him? But in reality, it's very liberating, because it means that the only thing we should be scared of is God. Because at the end of the day, everything else is temporary, but God is forever. And so there's nothing to be afraid of other than God, because he is in complete control of our lives. I hope you got something out of this short devotional. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I challenge you to really reflect on just one more question to end this in your own quiet time. But how will God challenge you to find peace and trust in him? Okay.